Are you connected with your arousal cues? Do you know what it means to feel safe or be safe and the difference between them? And how aligned are you with your instinctual wisdom? In this month's delicious tip, in celebration of my birthday as well, I'm very excited to speak to you about our natural wildness and the process and impact of domestication. Hi, I'm Saida Desilets, the author of The Emergence of the Sensual Woman, and I help women feel ignited and turned on from the inside out. And I'm very, very excited to talk to you about the impact of domestication on our psyche and our bodies as women. So the first thing I want to look at is arousal cues. Now, what does that mean exactly? Arousal cues is the ability for your conscious mind to be aware of when you're turned on. It's like a little flag that goes up in your consciousness and says, I'm turned on. What's interesting about arousal cues is that women who obviously have been hurt or abused or had some difficulty, this is definitely something they're disconnected with. But what's been intriguing is the research also shows that healthy sexual women are also disconnected from them some of the time. Some of the time they have no idea that they're turned on. So one of the things I did when I first learned that, I said, wow, that's crazy, is I started to pay attention to the really subtle messages and cues of my turn on. And sometimes I was quite puzzled. Now, here, this person, that experience, okay, but instead of shutting down, instead of making that turn on incorrect or wrong, I would just celebrate it and go, great, I'm turned on, I'm feeling alive, I'm connected. A lot of my work, especially with the jade egg and the deep practices that I teach around that, helps to reconnect a woman's deep psyche, her psychological being, with the profound experience of her pelvic awareness, that somatic awareness, the physicality of your pelvis. That bridge was actually socialized out of you. It was actually numbed out. So when you were a very young little girl, this already started this process. So the good news is, even if you are disconnected with your arousal cues, and pretty much if you're a woman in modern times, this is true across the board, even if you're very sexually free, it's very, very important to first become aware that there is such a thing as an arousal cue, for one, and two, being able to reconnect with yourself in a really beautiful way. So that's arousal cues and our connection to them. The next piece I wanted to talk about around domestication, and this is very, very important, is the difference between feeling safe and being safe. So when we feel safe, it means internally we can feel like we're safe. And when we are safe, we're being safe, it means our environment is actually safe for us. There's nothing about to harm us. It's a good environment. We're surrounded by good people, that sort of thing. When we're abused or just brought up in a way that's maybe incongruent, we can get the wrong signals, and suddenly we can actually feel safe in a situation that isn't safe, and we can feel unsafe in a situation that's actually safe. So literally the wires inside of us has been crossed. There's also good news around that. So if that's true for you, where you've noticed that, gosh, you felt really safe, but you always end up attracting people who abuse you or hurt you or actually lean in that direction, then it's most likely an indication that these wires have been crossed. And so we can relearn that. We can relearn that first by understanding what it feels like to feel safe, where we're relaxed. And by feeling safe, this is inclusive of your amazing intuition and instinctual nature. You're actually feeling what's going on around you. A naturally wild creature has this beautiful relationship with the environment around her, so she can pick up subtle nuances that tell her whether or not something is actually disrespectful that's inside of her space. Okay? So reprogramming that comes both from the inside and also comes from choosing who we hang out with, the people that surround us, and starting to consciously call in and make choices around those who we spend time with, that they're actually good people, that they're people who deeply respect us, that they're people who exalt us and celebrate us and want us to thrive. So that's a piece around the difference between feeling safe and being safe, and hopefully we can unwind that so that when you do feel really safe, you actually really are safe. And then the last piece is, how aligned are we to our instinctual wisdom? Now, what I mean by that is, within you is a natural wildness. There's a part of you that's through the DNA that just knows, after a very long time on this planet, it's her relationship to life. She's instinctual, she's extremely wild. And what I mean by that is not crazy with your hair all over the place and running around humping everyone's legs. What I mean by that is having deep alignment to life, having deep integrity. So here's what it looks like when a woman forgets or is domesticated out of her natural wildness. We have women who, if someone aggressive comes in or is not very nice to them or even wants to hurt them, she would freeze. She would not respond in a way that's get the person away, yell, scream, move. Instinctually, that's what an animal would do, a healthy animal. But what we've done is we've domesticated ourselves so much that we think we need to be a nice girl or be polite. And meanwhile, someone's disrespecting our space, and that's not okay. So very, very important in instinctual wisdom is this knowledge of your boundaries and really standing up for them and really knowing, this is my space. You need to respect it or you're not allowed in. Something that most women are conditioned out of knowing. Another piece that can happen that I see a lot of women in my groups come to me and they report that their mother had divorced their father and then had a boyfriend, and that boyfriend abused them sexually. This is a story I hear over and over again. Now, the mother's instinctual wisdom was obviously shut down. She was so domesticated that she allowed someone to come in and hurt her baby cubs. That's not okay. It's not okay. A wild woman, an instinctually integrated woman, would feel and sense what is actually really going on, not turn a blind eye to it, and take care of healthy boundaries immediately or even discontinue that relationship if she was suspect. So these are two big points that I wanted to make around instinctual wisdom. The third one is, it's about our pleasure, and it's about also taking care of our boundaries, and it's about the fact that we're connected with the fabric of life. That it can be an ecstatic experience, an orgasmic experience to be connected to the fabric of life. That is your birthright. And the more stimulated we are and the more far away we are from our body and the more far away we are from instinctual nature, the more numb we are and the more intense stimulation we need and devices and extreme conditions just to feel a little bleep on the pleasure map. So when we go back to being an instinctual being into our natural wildness, even just the softest breeze caressing our skin can feel epically delicious. So this is your birthright. This is what's already inside you, this capacity. So I want you to connect with that. So here's the deal. With all these delicious tips, there's always a little bit of a challenge. And the first one, I want to challenge you to become aware of your arousal cues. Really start tracking even the slightest pulse, the slightest hint of arousal, and acknowledge it. You don't have to do anything about it, but just acknowledge it and start rebuilding that bridge between your conscious mind and your pelvic floor. The second challenge is about noticing when you really feel safe and surrounding yourself by great people so that you can imprint what being safe is really all about. And the third one is start to really be aware of your boundaries and respect them and stand up for them. That is your birthright. So all of those things will open you up to your amazing capacity for delight and pleasure. That would be an incredible birthday present for me, for you to just even ponder those things and to get back to me. I want to hear how it is for you. And if you're not already been part of my website or had a look there, definitely check it out, Saida, Desilets.com, there's plenty of articles and free videos and free training. So check it out, SaidaDesilets.com. If you like this video, please like it, please share it, get the word out, let other women know that it is their birthright to feel turned on from the inside out. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you soon. And woohoo, celebrate my birthday with me. Do something really fun in celebration of my birthday. Lots of love.